Is it off? Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti. Say it with me. It makes you feel good. Om Shanti, Om
Shanti.
Shanti. Howard, please turn off your microphone.
I keep doing it, but I don't know.
Shanti. Together, we are this voice. Welcome all my angels this morning. Look, we have Mateo, we have Juanita, so many people. We have Sandra, we have, let's see who that is, Karen. Karen, let's see you already, Karen. Put on your video. So put that on so we can see you. Maria, hello. And Sandra and whoever you are, my angels, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome to all of you. Sandra, you're here twice. How does that work? There's two of you, like there was two of me last week. But this week we got it fixed. Hi, Mateo. Welcome all the way from Mexico. Om Shanti. Om Shanti. Well, today we're going to think about fall. All of us here that are in Florida, oh my, autumn leaves, the leaves changing colors, dropping to the ground. Beautiful, beautiful time. Hi, Maria. Good morning. Beautiful time of the year. In fact, a friend of mine went up north just to see the color changing in the leaves. Good morning, Maria. There you are. Om Shanti, Om Shanti to all of you, our little angels, our little angels. Let's think about fall for a minute, because this is the time of year that we change our mindset, particularly here in Florida. It's been a very hot summer, as it's been a cool summer around the world in different places. But here it's been a very hot summer. But if we think about it, we can change our thoughts to the breezes and the things of winter and autumn. Autumn is a beautiful time of year, right? Juanita, we saw pictures on Facebook of your beautiful flowers and the leaves changing. It's wonderful to see that. That's a wonderful thing, and we love to see that. And Karen, put on your video so we can see you. Touch the thing that says stop video, and then you'll be there. So let's talk about some of the things we think of in fall. Don't you find that your whole attitude changes in fall? Raise your hand and say yes, because it's a different kind of time of year. It's just different. Even here in Florida, we get a few cool days, and that's always nice for us. We love that. And up north, you'll be wearing your winter coats pretty soon, right, Juanita? Yes. But here in Florida, maybe we get 1 or 2 days where we can wear coat or a jacket or so, but I'm always cold, so I always wear a jacket or a sweater or something. Well, fall is a beautiful time of year. This is October, and in October, it's the month is beautiful. The month seems long, but the month for me is kind of a sad month. But I'm not going to let that make me sad, because that was the month that my beloved husband left this earth. But I know he's happy and he's in a better place. He left in.
Because of the power of the physical sunlight, the earth is able to flourish. Fruits, trees, vegetables are able to grow, and we are able to be sustained because of that light. That light also reveals all the beauty of the physical world, and without it, we would never see the wonders of nature and the wonders of each other. But in addition to this physical light, there is a supreme spiritual light. And there is a light within each one of us. This light is just as essential to our being. It fills us with the essentials of love, peace, joy, and purpose. The sages and saints and holy men are often depicted with a halo of light around them. This is the light of the soul. And when our consciousness is high and pure, this light pours from the eyes and through the skin, and it gives a glow to the being. Take a moment now to loosen yourself from the grip of the material world. Allow all the thoughts you have of the material world to melt away as you relax into that warm light that exists within you. As you relax into that warm light, that is actually who you are. The physical body is a container for that light. Rise up now beyond the physical world, beyond the sights and sounds of matter, beyond the stories, and feel yourself become more and more silent as you enter a space that is purely light. This is the home of light, from where souls come from. And in Raja Yoga, we believe that this is not only the home of souls, but the home of the highest supreme being of light. The one who never comes into the material world. The one who never gets lost in the cloak of matter or the costume of the body. And rest here in silence as you allow yourself to absorb the light of the supreme being of the universe. Just like the physical sunlight can be felt everywhere but still has a location, in the same way, the supreme energy can be felt everywhere, but still has a form and a location. With each wave of that light, allow yourself to go deeper and deeper into its peace, This spiritual light, just like physical sunlight, is essential for our soul to feel nourished, for our soul to feel loved. It is essential for our soul to thrive. And I can easily merge into this light, dive into its depths, and let each wave of the ocean of light pour onto the mind. Often when people have near-death experiences, they talk about a light, not a physical light, but a spiritual light that is pure consciousness, pure energy, pure love. The Supreme Being is always light, always love. The Supreme Being is always beyond the pull of matter and the influence of matter. And when we lose our light from thinking too much about the material world, from forgetting our own divine natures, we can connect with this energy and recharge the soul. Allow yourself to come back to the world now. But come back with the nourishment, the sustenance, and the peace that comes from having gone beyond to connect with the supreme ocean of light that is always there, just like the physical sunlight, to help souls thrive, blossom, and flourish.
Om Shanti. Om Shanti. Om Shanti, my angels. So in thinking about fall, I think about October and the things in October. We will have a beautiful full moon. It also, Juanita reminded us that it was the solstice. When was that, Juanita? Tell us about the solstice. Put your mic on. And your picture.
The autumnal equinox on September 21st, I believe.
Yes.
Yes. Where the season is changing and we open ourselves up to being like the trees. They become so incredibly beautiful and colorful and rich and abundant. And then in a flash, they release it all. They become their most opulent, especially up here in Ohio where it's cold.
Yeah.
All these vibrant colors. And then all it takes is 1 or 2 days of rain and wind. And it's like they just shed everything about them and pull their energies within and go into a state of release and then hibernation for the winter time, preparing for the new spring energy. And it's just such a yummy feeling.
It's beautiful too. I remember from when I lived up north. Well, what you said is the thing that we all should do, is release all the outer things that have been stressing us. That's why I love autumn. It's a time of release and letting go of all our stressors and bring back the energy within. If we can look within, deep within our souls and our hearts, we can find that beautiful energy. It seems somehow when it's summer and it's hot, it's a beautiful season too, but it makes you weary, the heat. But in autumn, it's beautiful because we know that all over the world there are wonderful signs of leaves falling and the colors, and that's true. They release all that and it falls into the ground, and we have to do the same thing. As meditators, we have to release all of the negativity and the things that have been surrounding us and look forward to a beautiful autumn, winter, and then the coming spring. So this is a good thing to do in fall. And I've always loved fall. That's always been my favorite time of year. And this is a full moon meditation. Let's listen to this.
Meditations on Soul Consciousness, Day 1. Imagine being stuck in a room for 16 hours and watching 30,000 people stream in. Each visitor that comes into your space demands your attention, some more forcefully than others. All these people hurling messages at you represent your thoughts. We have on average 30,000 of them every day passing through our mind. Some linger and deeply affect us for a very long time. Others are swift and wispy and extremely hard to pin down. This is our ordinary mind. It's fast and it's busy. Most of us feel that we're not choosing the contents of our mind. It feels as though thoughts just happen, which is uncomfortable. Yet we can break free of being imprisoned in a mind swirling with thoughts beyond our control. Beyond the busy mind is the higher self. We just need to learn the trick of slowing down our thoughts enough to rise above into that higher state of being, into a calm and freeing experience. When we experience our higher nature, we feel naturally much kinder and more compassionate. So of course we start to like ourselves more and feel more comfortable in our own skin. And a deeper form of happiness builds inside. To experience this, we first need to know how to slow down the frantic pace of mind-generated thoughts. So that's what we'll do in this first meditation. We'll start by practicing a form of mindfulness, the kind observer of our thoughts. The most important aspect of this is to practice watching your thoughts with a kind presence. That inner kindness towards ourselves helps us feel at ease. This means being aware of any critical tone your inner voice may have and changing it to a kinder one. Whenever we speak kindly and compassionately to ourselves on an inner level, we turn on a feeling of inner peace. But for this to really work, we have to accept our own kindness, as if it was given to us by a good friend. And as with all soul conscious meditations, try to keep your eyes open while practicing. It will keep your mind alert and on track. Turn your focus away from the sights and sounds around you for a moment, and instead, turn your attention to what's happening inside your mind. Spend the next few minutes just watching your thoughts. Whatever you see, Keep watching it with curiosity, and more importantly, watch it with kindness. Gazing into your mind is a little like gazing into a pond. At first, you only see the surface. If you keep gazing, you see fish swimming below. So it is with your mind. If you keep gazing into it, you will start to see what's happening there. The thoughts that are circulating will gradually come into focus. As you watch, you may notice your attention drifting in and out. One moment, you're observing your thoughts, and the next, you're caught up in them again, swept along by a train of thinking. No matter. Just bring your attention back again. It's normal for your attention to drift in and out, so don't chastise yourself when that happens. So for the next few moments, talk to your mind in a really soft and loving voice. Repeat slowly 2 or 3 times. I accept all that I see in my mind without any judgment. I am the observer now, a kind, loving observer. Speak to your mind in this way, but in a manner that works for you, that's natural for you. Try this out now for a few minutes. Observing, accepting what you see, with kindness.
Om Shanti. You realize that we have something like 40,000 thoughts a day that come into our minds. And so what we did in this meditation is observe those thoughts. Look at them with kindness. Some aren't always the best thoughts. Release them and think about the things within. That's why autumn is a time for change, a time to think about our inner being, our inner light that B.B. Butler said to us, the luminous light that we are. B.B. Butler's meditations you can find on YouTube. Look up B.B. spelled exactly like I said, B-E-B-E Butler, 72 meditations. And now there's more because Shireen has been adding many to that. So let's listen to a meditation, the source of all the powers that we have that come from God. This meditation is the link of life. And I'm sending that out to a good friend, Enid, who loves this. So this is for you, Enid. And all of you angels.
I relax. I relax my body completely. And gently, very gently, I step into silence. I step inside myself. And in the silence, I disconnect from the things around me. I relax. I am still. And for the next 10 minutes, I will remain inside myself. I will remain in this silence, concentrating and keeping myself disconnected from all the things around me. Taking this journey inward, I wish to know myself. I want to be with myself and not think of anything else. Beyond worry, beyond fears, beyond the noises of the outside, I become still. Gently, I concentrate, and I ask myself, who am I? Who am I really? Am I this name, this body, this nationality? Or is there something more to my existence? In this silence, I focus my mind and concentrate on the center of my forehead. And as I focus, I visualize a point of light, a point of eternal energy. I understand. I am this light. I am this point of spiritual energy. I am here. I am the soul, a point of living light, the spiritual being. This is who I am. And as I journey deep, very deep within myself, I remember, I realize that I have great resources, great power within myself. I am a soul, and inside me lies all my experiences, my identity, and all the things I need to make my life happier and more peaceful. Who am I? I am a spiritual being, a point of eternal light. I let these thoughts penetrate my mind. I concentrate on these thoughts completely. I am a soul. I am immortal energy. I am peace. Peace is my original strength. Within myself, I visualize a pool of energy. This energy is the energy of peace. I go deeper and deeper within my peace. I remain in this experience. I remain within this consciousness. My original and deepest quality is of peace. Peace is my original nature. Peace is my original strength. And the deeper I go into myself, the deeper I go into my original peace. I am no longer distracted by all the things outside me. I remain in this consciousness. There is only peace, only silence, peace and silence. I feel myself becoming free. I feel myself becoming stronger. I feel myself becoming lighter, stable. As my thought, so my consciousness. I allow this thought and this feeling of pure peace and harmony to flow throughout my being. Now, peace flows through me. Peace, harmony, freedom belong to me. I am strong. I am full. I am content. I am in peace. Now in this silence, I am completely inside, very quiet, very still. I am at one with myself. I find contentment. I am at peace. I begin to remember myself. I begin to understand myself. I begin to accept myself. And as I remember, and as I accept, I respect my original being. And love emerges. I feel confident.
Om Shanti. Another angel's voice. That's Anthony Strano from Greece. He left the body several years ago, as Bibi did, and they have left us, as Brother Alec did, with so much material to listen to and to bring ourselves back to our original qualities, to bring
Thank you,
ourselves
Etta.
to our original. You're welcome, Enid. Bring
I loved
ourselves.
it.
I know you do. Bring ourselves back to our original qualities. And you all remember the 5 qualities of the soul: peace and love, purity, wisdom, and bliss. Those are the original qualities of the soul, and we can experience those qualities, particularly in the season of autumn, when everything changes. It's a new time. It's a new time, a new place, a new us. Roz, share with us how you feel about autumn.
Well, about autumn and all year round, one of my favorite spiritual thoughts is just everything is happening for me, not to me, in my favor, that the universe is conspiring to help me, to assist me. And Etta and I always love this little slogan. I don't know if you can read it. Etta, can you see that, or is it backwards? I
Not
always get
down,
confused.
down a little
Now, can you see it? Can you read it?
and over a little.
It says,
10%
life is
10% what
10%
happens to you. Yes,
and
you read it out.
90% what you do with what happens to you. And
That's
whether it
it.
be autumn, and I thought this girl looked very autumny today, whether it be autumn or not, we can change our story. All of us are living a life we never dreamt of. We never dreamt that we would be secluded in our homes, wearing masks when it wasn't even trick or treat. And
Right.
this little concept that we can change that story to make it a more uplifting story, a more beneficial story, a new story, not the boring, laborious story that many of us are living through. And I'd especially at this time of year like to go outdoors and enjoy nature. So those are some of the things I'm thinking of. And of course, I thought I had, oh yes, I do. I had our symbol, the fan club. We're fans of
The
peace,
fan club,
love,
right.
and joy. That's what we're doing here. We're enjoying the peace, the love, and the joy that we already are. And if the story doesn't include that, change it. Change it. And remember this little gal, there's so much wisdom with her. Life is 10%, is a smidgen of what happens to you, and 90% what you do with what happens to you. Om Shanti.
That's the 10, 90%. And it's how we react. You're right, Roz. It's how we react to things. So if we react in a peaceful, calm, beautiful way, our life will be exactly that. When those leaves fall off the trees, they settle into the ground, and I remember years ago in Chicago when I lived up north, walking through with all my kids through the leaves and the crunch of the leaves, right, Juanita? You can do that now. But we here in Florida can't, although there are several places that the leaves come off some of the trees, but the evergreen tree never loses its leaves. It stays green up north and it stays green here. Well, here's a meditation. Let's see if we can hear it. Usually they're a little soft. It's called
Etta, while
Autumn.
you're bringing that on, it's 11:11, and some people think that at that time it's magical and you can make a wish. So I'm
Okay.
just calling that to everyone's attention, that it's a gateway to magic.
Okay.
11:11.
That sounds
As
so good.
autumn winds begin to blow through tired branches, you watch the leaves gently turning and then falling as the trees withdraw their energies. You find yourself being freed from the burdens that clog up your mind. As you see the fruits hanging lazily from the branches of the tree, you watch the trees releasing their fruits in slow motion. letting them go so that others may be nourished, released as a gift to the world. Just as all the richness that is contained within you, from your wisdom to your qualities, you begin to share your gifts with the world. You observe the autumn fruits on a carpet of leaves. You look at the sources of life within the fruit. You notice that the following year's growth is already contained within the autumn fruits. It's the beginning of a journey into renewal, where eternal rhythms of life become whole. Just as a juice is pressed from autumn fruits, you begin to release the essence of your truth. Your truth is peace and positivity. You are peace.
Om Shanti. You are peace. And this is a time of renewal, a time that we can say to ourselves that we have a time to renew our life, make it the best that it possibly can be, make it the best for ourselves, make it the best for everybody. Here's a little short story. 5 lessons to live by. We invited this guest to be with us, even though he's in heaven. But we love to listen to that. This is Wayne Dyer.
Change the way you look at things. The things you look at change. Albert Einstein once observed that the most fundamental and major decision that you have to make in your life is this: do I live in a friendly or a hostile universe? Which is it? Is it a universe that is filled with hostility and anger and people wanting to hate each other and people wanting to kill each other? Is that what you see? Because when you see the world that way, that's exactly what you will create for yourself in your life. This is from great scientific mind. And the interesting thing is that this is not just a clever play on words, that when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. I'd like you to imagine the following scene. You're in your house. You've got your car keys in your hand. The lights go out. Power failure. You can't see a thing. You stumble around in your living room and you drop your keys. And you look around for a moment and you realize that you're never going to find them in the dark. But you look outside and you notice that the streetlights are on. So in your mind, a light bulb goes off. I'm not going to sit around here in the dark and grope around looking for my keys when there's a light on outside. I'm going to go out here under the streetlight and I'm going to look for my keys. Why are you laughing? This makes a lot of sense. So you're out here, and you're groping around, and you're looking for your keys, and you're looking, and your neighbor comes along and says, what happened, Wayne? Well, I dropped my keys. Well, I'll help you look for them. And the two of us are now down here looking for our keys. Looking. Finally, he says to me, excuse me, but where did you drop your keys? Well, I dropped them in the house. He said, you mean to tell me that you dropped your keys in the house and you're looking for them out here in the street? That doesn't make any sense. And I said, well, it doesn't make any sense to grope around in the dark when there's light out here. Now you laugh and you think how silly that is, but isn't that exactly what we do when we have a problem, a difficulty, a struggle that is located inside and we're looking for the solution outside, someplace outside of ourselves? It would be like going to the doctor and telling him all of your symptoms. The doctor says, oh boy, you've got a lot of symptoms. And he starts writing out prescriptions. You need a prescription for this symptom, you need a prescription for that symptom. And finally, he gets this 4 or 5, and you go to walk out, and you say, well, I'd like my prescriptions. He said, no, I'll give this one to your mother-in-law, and I'll give this one to your neighbor, and I'll give this one to your daughter, and I'll give this one to your father. I mean, you're the one with the struggles and with the difficulties, expecting somebody else to change or something outside of you to get better in order for you to make your life work is something you have to really take a hard look at. It's in here. This is a very difficult principle for many people to get, but one that I believe very strongly. I was in a group one time of drug addicts and alcoholics. And the sign on the wall said, there are no justified resentments in this group. What I said to that group that night was, no matter what anybody says to you here, no matter what kind of anger comes directed towards you, no matter how much hate you may encounter showing up in your life, there are no justified resentments. Meaning that if you carry around resentment inside of you about anything or about anyone, and I'm talking about the person that you lent money to and hasn't paid you back, I'm talking about the person in your life that you feel was abusive in your life. I'm talking about the person who walked out on you and left you for somebody else. I'm talking about all of the things that you have justified in your heart and in your life that you have the right to be resentful about. And I'm suggesting to you that those resentments will always end up harming you and creating in you a sense of despair. No one ever dies from a snake bite. Snake bite will never kill you. You cannot be unbitten. Once you're bitten, you're bitten. But it's the venom that continues to pour through your system after the bite that will end up destroying you. There are many ways to get the things that we want for ourselves in our lives. But basically, it all begins with how we choose to think. As you think, so shall you be. 7 little words that I think are perhaps the most important things that we can learn and master in our lives. This old proverb notion that I become what I think about all day long. And once you know that what you think about is what expands, you start getting real careful about what you think about. You don't allow your thoughts to be on anything that you don't want, or that you wouldn't want to have manifest or show up for you in your life. Have a mind that is open to everything and attached to nothing. One of the central principles of my life is that no one knows enough to be a pessimist about anything. That each and every one of us, when we close our mind to what is possible for us or what is possible for humanity, closes off the genius that resides and lives in each and every one of us. Having an open mind doesn't necessarily mean finding fault with all of the things that you've been taught by others. It means opening yourself up to the potentiality and the possibility that anything and everything is possible. So having a mind that is open to everything and attached to nothing really means finding within ourselves the ability to get rid of a trait that I find so common in the contemporary world. Do you know that most people that I meet spend their lives looking for occasions to be offended? They actually are out there hoping that they can find some reason to be offended. And there's no shortage of reasons. They're out there everywhere. The way this person dressed, what this person said, they turn on the TV, they hear the news, they're offended by this. Someone used language that they didn't like. Someone doesn't share the same customs that you. And people all day long. In fact, if you keep track tomorrow, you will find probably 100 reasons that you can go around being offended. But a mind that is open to everything and attached to nothing is a mind that says, I'm never looking for anything to be offended by. And that whatever anybody else out there has to say, my response to that is, that's an interesting point of view. I've never considered that before. The next principle I call don't die with your music still in you. And who better to quote than Thoreau when he talked about some of us hear a different drummer. We must march to the music that we hear. But all of you have some music playing. And all of you have a heroic mission. There's no accidents in this universe. We all show up here with a purpose. There's an intelligence that is a part of everything and everyone, and all of us are connected to it. And too many of us are afraid to listen to that music and march to it. You out there, I know you have a book you wanted to write. I know there's a composition you wanted to compose. I know there's a song you want to sing someplace. Maybe you want to raise horses out in Montana. Or maybe you want to open up an ice cream shop on Cape Cod. Who knows what it may be. Maybe you just want to travel and see the world. Maybe you want to go into a relationship with someone, but you've been afraid to, but your heart says it's the right thing to do. All of us feel something. And in Leo Tolstoy's famous novel, The Death of Ivan Ilyich, he asks this question that would be terrifying to me. He says, as he has his accountant from Moscow lying on his deathbed, contemplating the horror of this question, what if my whole life has been wrong? I've known what my music is. It's playing right now. As
Om Shanti. Om Shanti. Wayne Dyer. So knowledgeable. So knowledgeable. Oops. Well, we all have music playing. Russ, can you shorten and say what that piece that you sent to me was so beautiful, why music is so important?
No, I can't in just a few words, but Bonet is asking how friends who work during the day can get a copy of the record of the session. And we do record it, and if you request it, we can send it to you, and then you can send it to your friends. But music is the universal language, and music speaks to our hearts. So that in brief is yay music. And I'm just so thankful. Music. I grew up with piano lessons, flute lessons, band, music all around me, and it makes for a difference in one's life, music appreciation. And isn't it funny, we're cutting it out of the schools now. Isn't that an irony?
That's an awful thing. My husband was a musician, a singer, and music was playing all the time. And I have music going on all the time in the house. It doesn't matter what kind of music. I love every kind of music. And so today, because it's coming to the time, what I want to do, is play a song by a musician that I love. And she passed away too early, way too early in this world, from this world. And we have to realize that our life, unless we make it full and filled with the love that we are, our life, as Wayne Dyer said, would be horrible if we didn't fulfill the purpose that we are here to give to this world. So we are all here for a purpose. Find your purpose and realize your purpose. And understand fall now is a time of renewal. It's a time of healing. It's a time of being, I'm looking for this song because I want to play this for you. Her voice was the voice of an angel. Her voice was so wonderful that if you look her up on YouTube, you'll hear this song by many people, but when you hear her sing it, she sang with so much passion and so much love and so much happiness, although she left this world too soon. The name of this artist is Eva Cassidy, and for my brother Leo out there somewhere, this is for you and for every one of our angels that are with us today. Let's listen to this beautiful song and how she sings it. You'll feel it in your heart and in your soul.
The falling leaves drift by my window. Falling leaves of red and gold. I see your lips, the summer kisses, the sunburned hands I used to hold. Since you went away, the days grow long, and soon I'll hear old winter's song. But I miss you most of all, my darling. When autumn leaves start to fall,
but I miss you most of all, my darling. When autumn leaves start to fall, I miss you most of all, my darling. When autumn leaves start to
Om Shanti. The beautiful voice of Eva Cassidy. And if you want to hear many other songs that she's sung, and she left this world too soon, way too soon. So until next week, remember this is a time of renewal. Remember that this is coming autumn. And for you up north, you'll be able to see all the beautiful leaves changing color. And we just see pictures here in Florida. So we say, Raz and I say, so long until next week, our dear angels who join us. And just stay well, stay happy, wear the mask, get your shots if you haven't gotten them yet, and just stay well and be in peace at this renewal time. Om Shanti.